Little Van Halen bumping us into this segment. We welcome now Buddy Slowik, host of the Handyman Show. Buddy, good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, thank you very much. Great to be here, Gerard. It's fun to do that show. I enjoy doing the DIY show every Saturday, and been doing it for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And hopefully what we're trying to achieve on that Handyman Show is to build the working force in Mississippi to make it a stronger element than it is right now, because there are so many people that are just floundering and really they're looking at a 4-year college degree and they're saying, I don't know, that's an awful lot of money, and yet there's a way they can make a really substantial income through the trades, and there's organizations out there to help them achieve that.
Well, there's no doubt about that. I mean, I know just anecdotally, personally, how much I rely on these skilled tradesmen to do stuff around my house. Seems like there's always something going on, and you know, whether it's repairing exterior fascia, that was the latest project I had to deal with. I mean, it just wears out after time.
Sure. It's and you said the magic word, skilled.
Yeah.
And there's so many trade people out there who don't really have the ability to be doing what they're doing, but those that have licenses and are insured and are willing, will do what they say they're going to do. Those are the people that service. That's what we want so much. All of us do.
No doubt. Well,
all of us want service.
It's valuable to me because I don't possess those skills.
Sure.
You know, I have a different skill set, and I use that to earn income to pay the people that have those skills to take care of those things for me.
Right, and as a skilled laborer that does, whether it's plumbing or electrical or HVAC or anything, it is not going to be inexpensive.
Right.
I mean, but you can get somebody to do the job that doesn't have the ability to do it correctly for a lot less money.
Yeah.
And that's probably the biggest problem in the construction industry right now is the lack of quality or lack of skill in the trade.
Yeah.
And I think we're witnessing that as we see climate change coming our way.
I see. So it's in demand. And because it's in demand, I think you're right. It exceeds the readily available supply, and that drives the pricing up.
Oh, for sure. And we're talking about not only construction, but when you talk about the industry in Mississippi, the people who work in the factories and the people, there's training that's available for that.
Yeah.
And they need to get involved, and there's 2 or 3 organizations they can just email to and actually find out what they're involved in and how to get involved in this sort of thing. And it's so helpful to help people.
So this time of year, folks are relying on the old air conditioner to stay cool and avoid the heat. And it seems like because we're using those systems more frequently, they're always exposed to possible failures and deficiencies. And you know those folks are in high demand.
High demand. And the units today are much more expensive than they were 10 years ago or 20 years ago because they're better. But the key to it all in this particular weather, we're having like 100-degree, 97-degree temperatures, is the care and maintenance of a unit is so important. I mean, we all love our cars and take care of them, get our oil changed and do all that stuff. But do we do that with the mechanical things in our home? We don't.
Yeah.
We don't change the filters quite enough. We don't certainly get it serviced annually or biannually like we should. And if we did, so much of the energy that's being produced by these HVAC systems is just being blown away because it's not properly cared for. And that's a matter of service and maintenance.
Many of these companies, Buddy, I'm sure you're aware, are offering subscriptions now.
Yes.
And I just signed up for one, and I've been very pleased with that, with a local provider. And they come into your house, change all the filters, check all the units, do whatever else they do, the cleaning and the draining and all that sort of stuff.
You did the whole package.
Whole package, yeah.
Yeah. I have just a maintenance, just where they come and maintain the unit, out and in, both. And I do my own filters.
I got you.
I can handle that.
Well, the only reason I don't is because they're 12-foot ceilings.
That'll get you.
And my wife doesn't like me doing that anymore. She says I'm getting too old for that.
I have a son that says, no, you can't climb on roofs anymore. And I said, come on, David, give me a break. I can get up there in a heartbeat. I'm used to that. And he said, no. But I did want to bring up a couple of things. Tools, ladders, and hands. the most important tool that we possess as any kind of DIY person is our hands. Our hands are probably the most valuable tool that we have. And we can do amazing things with them. And then we're provided with all sorts of tools. Well, tools are great, and they can really help us achieve a project. They can also hurt us pretty severely.
Okay.
And they really can. You have to pay 100% when you're using any kind of tool. Not 99% isn't going to cut it. You've got to pay 100%. And then to even mention ladders, just climbing on a ladder, I've known people that have gotten seriously injured climbing on small step ladders and on extension ladders. And then on the highways, I've seen ladders. I mean, ladders are just a hazard.
Yeah.
They're really a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
And you're right. Your wife is right. You shouldn't be standing on a 12-foot or whatever it is to reach a 12-foot ceiling to get on that step ladder.
And, of course, you're not only on the ladder, but you're extending your arms and your hands and all that stuff, and so you're more subject to losing your balance.
And then a lot of people don't make sure it's secured properly before they get on.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
That's really...
But that's it seems like become more commonplace in the HVAC industry, has it not? These sort of subscriptions, even equipment units you can buy now.
Yes.
Instead of just buying the thing outright, you buy it under a subscription.
Right, and that is becoming more and more popular as time goes on. As a matter of fact, I have a contract with my service, the AC company, to come once a year, but that's all it is. But I'm sure there'll be offering much more. They do offer much more.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So, all right, so what about keeping the house cool through other means, such as tinting windows?
There is a company called MGT Glass does window tinting on interior construction, and if you have single glazed glass or you live in a historic district and you only have single glazed glass, they have a film available that's made by 3M, which is a really seriously good company, that can reduce the energy rating, can reduce the solar input into your house, cut down on the UV rays totally. They also have a film that's it'll let a window shatter, but it won't let a window fall to pieces all over the place. It holds it all together. So it's kind of... I've seen building inspectors where windows are supposed to be tempered because there's either so large or near the ground to a certain degree, they have to be tempered. And some builders have gone by without tempered windows, and I've seen building inspectors say, all right, you can use the film, that construction film, and get away with it. And we're going to let it pass. So, yes, the films are very, very useful, particularly for people who can't afford the $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 for new windows today or more. Okay. Because new windows are very, very expensive. But they're much better than they used to be.
I agree. I've got, of course, I built my house 15 years ago, but I got the gelled windows that I can't remember the material they used.
Orolast.
Something like that.
Good stuff.
And I mean, it was the top of the line, double pane, and the finish is like guaranteed for life. Yeah. And I can tell you, they look the same today as they did 15 years ago.
I'm a Gelwin person, and I'm so happy to hear that you have Gelwin rather than Pella.
Yeah. I looked at both and decided on the Gelwin.
Gelwin is just a better window, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, this is a personal opinion, okay? But Pella does some great advertising, and anybody who's building a sizable custom house is probably looking at Pella windows. Yeah. But when you look at something like Gelwin, it's a better window. It's standard sizes, whereas Pella's not standard sizes. Okay. It's all custom sized. I think Gelwin is just a better window because even if it's clad, the wood inside is Orolast, which is not going to decay. Okay. So I've noticed that. Yeah. I mean, it looks the same as it did when I installed them. But if you had put Pella windows in there, you'd be looking at right side like some decay. Too expensive. Gee whiz, those things are expensive. They are. So what else is going on just from an innovation perspective? A couple of minutes here left, buddy. In construction and so forth. Yeah, technology has really had a big effect on construction, if you will. And are we using it in the building industry as much as we should? Probably not. But I believe it's a big part of the industry and it's coming. It's going to be a big part of what we do. Okay. Well, you're right. It's affecting everything. Of course, as well it should. All right, tell the folks when your show airs. I listen to it. I learn a lot. All right, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. from 10 to 12, we do the Rock and Roll Handyman Show. We have a real good time, and it's Saturday, so we take it kind of easy, but we have a good time as well. It's a call-in show. You're welcome to call and text anytime on that Rock and Roll Handyman Show, 10 o'clock on Saturdays.
Buddy Slowik hosts the Handyman Show, SuperTalk, Mississippi. Folks, we're stepping aside for a break. We're in the Element Well studio. Coming right back, we got Caleb Sailors and Ben Milam from the news department going to give us a recap of the Neshoba County Fair. That's at 11:20 today. Stay with us.